You come to me with your modern buzzwords: fire, financial independence. You speak of these things as if they were invented in a glass tower in Silicon Valley. You are mistaken. The desire to be a sovereign master of one's own time is as old as the stone in these walls. But you seek the fruit without understanding the root. You look at the towers my sons built in London and Paris, and you see luck. Luck is the excuse of the loser. In the Judengasse, the Jews' alley of Frankfurt, luck did not exist. There was only the law of the ledger and the iron will to survive. I lived in a house so narrow, 2 men could not pass each other in the hall. We shared that space with 30 others. In that darkness, I learned the first truth of iron wisdom. Your environment does not dictate your destiny. It dictates your hunger. If you are comfortable, you are dying. If you are satisfied with your salary, you have already sold your soul at a discount. True wealth begins with a radical refusal to be common. It begins when you decide that you are not a cog in someone else's machine, but the architect of your own empire. Take a breath. Look at your hands. Are they building your monument, or are they merely carrying someone else's bricks? Let me tell you of 1815. The world was at a precipice. Napoleon and Wellington met at Waterloo. The fate of empires hung on a blade's edge. In London, the markets were paralyzed with fear. If Napoleon won, the English consols would be worthless paper. If he lost, they were the keys to the kingdom. The official messengers were slow. The sea was rough. But I had my own post. My riders were faster. My captains were braver. My son Nathan knew the outcome a full day before the British government. Did he run to the rooftops and shout the news? No. Iron wisdom. Rule number 2. Silence is the greatest multiplier of profit. Nathan walked to his usual pillar at the stock exchange. He looked grim. He began to sell. Seeing a Rothschild sell, the mob panicked. Napoleon has won, they screamed. They sold everything for pennies. And in the shadows, our agents bought every single scrap of paper they threw away. By the time the official news arrived that Wellington had triumphed, the House of Rothschild owned the British economy. You live in an age where information is free, yet you are poorer for it. You consume content while I consumed intelligence. To achieve fire, you must stop being a consumer of noise and become a hunter of signal. What do you know that the mob does not? If the answer is nothing, then you are the liquidity for someone else's exit. I had 5 sons: Amschel, Solomon, Nathan, Kalman, James. On my deathbed, I gave them a bundle of 5 arrows. I asked them to break it. They could not. Then I untied the cord and showed them how easily a single arrow snaps. Your modern world preaches individualism. It tells you to be a self-made man. This is a lie designed to keep you weak. A single arrow, no matter how sharp, is easily broken by the winds of the market. The law of the 5 arrows is the law of the network. To reach independence, you must build your own house. Your family, your inner circle, your trusted partners. They must be an extension of your own will. If you are the only person working for your freedom, you will never be free. You must treat your capital like a bloodline. Do not spend the principal, ever. The principal is the mother arrow. You only live off the interest, the offshoots. If you consume your seed corn today because you deserve a luxury, you are murdering the dynasty that could have been. You are not just spending money, you are spending the time and freedom of your great-grandchildren. Is that car worth the slavery of your descendants? Most men think wealth is a mountain of gold. They want to sit on top of it like a dragon in a cave. This is the path to stagnation. Money is like blood. It must circulate to keep the body alive. I did not just trade gold, I traded the debts of nations. I made myself the middleman of history. I ensured that whether a king won a war or lost it, he owed a debt to the House of Rothschild. In your journey to fire, you must transition from earner to owner. An earner trades their hours for a wage. An owner trades their capital for the hours of others. Iron wisdom rule number 3. Control the flow, and you control the world. You must find assets that have velocity, investments that pay you while you sleep, systems that scale without your presence. If your income stops when your heart stops beating for a moment, you are not wealthy, you are just a high-paid servant. Look at your life. How much of your wealth is stagnant? How much is tied up in liabilities that look like assets? Your house is a liability if it takes money out of your pocket. Your blood must flow. Your capital must move. It must be lent, compounded, and returned with reinforcements. The sun is setting on this conversation. You will walk away from this iron wisdom and return to your world of glowing screens and trivial distractions. Most of you will forget everything I have said by tomorrow morning. You will go back to your jobs, back to your budgets, and back to your comfortable mediocrity. But a few will feel the cold chill of the Judengasse. You will realize that your current life is a prison of your own making. Fire is not about quitting a job. It is about reclaiming the sovereignty of your soul. It is about ensuring that no man, no bank, and no government owns a single second of your breath. I lived in a narrow house so my sons could live in palaces. I worked 18 hours a day so my name would be whispered in the halls of power for centuries. What are you willing to sacrifice? If you want the life of a titan, you must have the discipline of a monk and the heart of a conqueror. Build your monument, protect your arrows, and never, ever let your gold sit still. I am Mayer Amschel Rothschild. My time has passed. Yours is ticking away. Use it, or be consumed by it.